Okay, so literally this is going to be a very random, non-scripted, edited I guess, because I don't like unedited videos, they're awkward. So this is going to be a very random video. If you didn't know and you didn't put it together by reading the title, I am now 18 years old. I don't know if I specifically feel different, but I decided maybe to share some thoughts on turning 18, I guess. As I said, nothing feels specifically different. It's just kind of weird to think that I'm a legal adult. I could go move out, get married right now, and like legally do that. That's kind of weird to think. Though I don't think I'm going to get married for a while. And you should be happy about that, because when I do get married, I probably couldn't do this channel because this channel ain't getting me any money, and yeah, so that'd be pretty sad. So, I literally don't know what I'm doing with this video, but so, I'm almost 2 decades old, and it will be in 2 years, and to think about, like, that my life feels so long. Like, I know a lot of people, they say when you get older, life starts feeling shorter and shorter. To me, it's different. It's like a year used to be like a really short time. A year used to like be like, oh wait, it's already Christmas again, you know? But now I feel like a year takes a really long time, and things that happened a year ago, like my last birthday before this one, the year before, 2019, that feels like forever ago. I was like, yeah, so time seems to be getting slower, which I know is different, because most people, it's the opposite. There's also like, so you change a lot in like things you like to do, like for instance, video games. I mean, you could see by my channel, like it used to be video games and that was all I did, and now I just don't anymore. And at the same time of it being like, oh, that's kind of cool, you're changing, at the same time it's kind of sad, because like I have a lot of projects and dreams, you know, I started making when I was a kid, like, ooh, I'm going to do this, I'm gonna make this, I'm going to, for example, one of the things I really want to do is me and Kelly Rose, my sister, we're building this city in Minecraft. It was going to be a big city, and later maybe put on a server so other people can join, and we were going to make like this big mystery you have to solve in the whole world and explore this mystery. It was so cool. We already built a gas station, a highway, an overpass on the highway. We built a few buildings that were empty. We didn't put anything in them yet. We made a restaurant. You know, we started this city, and then just, you know, Minecraft, it's just kind of like we don't play that anymore. And it's because I don't want to, because, you know, I just kind of lost interest in it. But at the same time, it's like I wish I did want to, because that sounds cool. I mean, building the city like that with my sister. But I mean, yeah, things like that are expected to change. I have been playing Mario Kart lately, which is kind of weird, but it's like, now I know this started back when I was 16 and stuff, but you know, it's just getting more, and now that I'm like, oh, I'm an official adult right now, it's really just hitting on me that I really, you know, need to start thinking about my own life and not just being a kid. And I mean, it kind of scares me, but it's kind of exciting, you know? I mean, I've been living 18 years and just growing up, but now it's like, wow, something actually exciting is happening. You're an adult now, you know. I've got a job already, but you know, get a job, get a car, get a house. Well, that's not for a while, again, probably not all that for a while. It's exciting, you know, something new is happening, you know, it's not gonna be the same. And you realize that, like, a lot of things you freaked out about, like, I know I'm gonna freak out about a whole bunch of stuff I don't need to anymore, but a lot of stuff you freaked out about growing up into 18 years old, you realize there was no reason to freak out about it. And I'm learning this and realizing I'm going to freak out about a lot of other stuff, like how to, like, even have a house and a car and pay for the insurance and all this stuff. It sounds scary, but I realize that just freaking it out makes it worse than it really is going to be. One thing that I think is really amazing is that growing up, I mean, I was a stupid kid back then, and you know, I'm actually growing up and maturing, and I can notice my parents trust me more with things that I wasn't allowed to be trusted with a long time ago. And just that feeling of trust, it's like, wow, you know, like, you don't want to mess this up. I just think that's pretty cool. And, you know, I grew up really like a sheltered kid. And I mean, I have no problem with being sheltered. I actually appreciate being sheltered in some areas. And then just growing up and realizing all these other people, like, they used to watch things. They watch things, like, normally that when you were a kid, that was evil. And it's just kind of, I'm, again, being sheltered, I don't think is a bad thing. If anything, it's a good thing, in my opinion. But it's just kind of funny, like, people are watching Star Wars. I was never allowed to watch Star Wars. I don't even barely know what that is. One thing, I don't know if this is really, like, the same topic of, you know, turning 18, becoming an adult, but I've noticed, like, growing up, I always was a Christian. Like, I guess I was a Christian, I'm not sure, but only recently did I start really knowing God and realizing how much He loves me and stuff, and it's just like, you know, it just kind of hits you that, like, it's like you realize, you know, all my life I've known God, I've known who He was, but did I really know Him? And only recently, like the past couple of years, it's just like my relationship has grown with Him like so much, and it's like, wow, this is God, not some invisible imaginary friend that He used to be. So yeah, I again, I don't think this is kind of the topic of, you know, growing into 18, since this is, you know, kind of progressive the past couple of years. But I'm very thankful that I can know God more. And yeah, big lesson I learned growing up is that I think we should stop talking about how much of an obstacle course life can be. Yes, life can be tough and stuff like that, but I mean, growing up, people would always say, you know what, life is hard, it's gonna get worse than this, and you know, just talking about it all the time, it made it seem like life is just gonna end up where there's no fun and there's no, like, happiness and stuff. That's how I viewed life. And yes, it is good to acknowledge that life can be hard sometimes, but I think when we just, like, that's all we say about life, it's going to make it really hard, and you know, it's going to make things worse. You know, look on the positive side of life, and I feel like, you know, it could be easier, but still acknowledge, you know, life can be hard. But we don't want to scare, I mean, especially little kids growing up, we don't want to scare them about the world and be like, oh, it's so scary, you don't want to be an adult like me, no. And yeah, I just think we need to calm down on that. A lot of times I was told that I was going to miss being a kid and stuff, you know, growing up. Well, every now and then I'm like, oh, you know what, I used to be able to do that when I was a kid, now I'm grown up, you know. Most of the time I'm kind of happy that I'm older, you know. I'm kind of like, you know, goodbye childhood, you were fun while you lasted, but like, when I think of a memory I had when I was a kid, it's like, it's so nostalgic and, you know, sweet and stuff, but I don't really get that feeling anymore of, oh, I wish I could go back, you know. Like that old country song that's like, you're gonna miss this, you're gonna want this back. Maybe I did a good job at not taking my childhood for granted and stuff, so I grew up and looked back and said, you know what, I lived it to the fullest. I don't know, but I don't often think and wish that I could just go back in time and be a kid again. I kind of like this progressing in life, you know. It's kind of interesting, it's kind of exciting. Maybe that will change, maybe after a while it'll be like, bring me back to childhood, but so far I'm not experiencing the missing the childhood. Other thoughts. Things I still do. Well, you know, I goof around with the kids a lot. I goof around with my friends a lot, and, you know, some people say, you know, that's immature. I really think you can goof off, have a fun time and stuff, and still be mature. It's just like, when are you doing these things? If you're doing it at a not appropriate time, and you're just like joking around and stuff, and, you know, it's not really good time, well, yeah, that can be immature. But like, if you're just having fun with friends and stuff, you know, have fun. And I don't know if this is immature, but I still sleep with this stuffed animal. His name is Bingo. It's a black dog you can't really see on this camera, but yeah, I still sleep with a stuffed animal. You can sit right here, Bingo. And I mean, there's a few like kids shows that like I watch, my nieces and nephews are watching, and I actually like to watch it with them. No, not in one of the new ones like Peppa Pig and stuff. I'm talking about like the old ones, like the Curious George cartoon, and like Blue's Clues. I actually enjoy watching them with like. Now I wouldn't sit down and turn it on and watch it by myself, of course, but you know, my nieces and nephews are watching. I'll sit on the couch with them and just like watch it, and it's fun. I mean, especially Curious George. I love Curious George. I haven't even been playing Legos lately, and I like Legos. Why am I not playing Legos? I love Legos. And you know, the parts of growing up is just like you changed physically. I mean, like, it's just kind of weird. Sometimes I'll touch my face and I'll be like, I need to shave. I need to shave? What? And you know, it's kind of weird. Like, having, like, that's awkward. But yeah, I've survived 18 years. I think overall, my life has been good. I mean, you know, I've had a lot of hardships and stuff like that, but I mean, there's just so much in life that happened that I would not change. And, you know, it's just like, it's good to look back and I was not like, you know, abused or anything like that. And I just hear these stories of people and, you know, their childhood was so hard. And I look back and I'm like, I'm really blessed, and I'm blessed. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, I have a lot of regrets in my past. I have a lot of things I wish didn't happen the way it happened, but overall, I think I've had a very blessed life, and I mean, I really thank God for that. And yeah, I'm an adult now. I guess I'll make this type of video when I turn 20, and then 25, and then 30, and then 40, and then 67.5. Anyway, so yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading lately, but life is crazy. I'm going to end the video. Yeah.